Berlin, a city that has witnessed a tumultuous and transformative history, stands today as a beacon of cultural resilience and historical profundity. From its early days as a small trading post to its current status as a bustling metropolis and capital of Germany, Berlin's journey through time is nothing short of epic. The city's allure is not just in its monumental landmarks, but also in the stories of its people and events that have shaped the world. The spirit of Berlin is etched in its old cobblestone streets and modern architectural marvels, each corner telling a story of triumph and tragedy. This essay explores Berlin through various pivotal eras, showcasing how each period has contributed to the tapestry that makes up the city today. We will delve into the Roaring Twenties, the devastating impact of World War II, and the intense period of the Cold War, among others. Understanding Berlin's past is essential for appreciating its present. As we walk through the corridors of time, we uncover how Berlin has continuously evolved, reflecting the changing dynamics of cultural and political power. This journey through Berlin's history not only highlights its importance in European and world history, but also helps us understand the resilience and adaptability of its people. Berlin's story began in the 13th century, when it was established as a twin settlement on either side of the River Spree. Initially, it served as a trading center, leveraging its geographical position to grow in significance. The city was officially recognized in 1237, marking the beginning of its development into a pivotal European hub. Throughout the Middle Ages, Berlin expanded under the rule of the Hohenzollern family, who were instrumental in its development. By strategically fostering trade and immigration, they transformed Berlin into a thriving center of commerce and culture. The construction of iconic structures like the Berlin Cathedral during this era laid the groundwork for a city that was as architecturally magnificent as it was economically robust. The 18th and 19th centuries witnessed Berlin's transformation into a major European power. Enlightened rulers like Frederick the Great promoted arts, science, and philosophy, attracting intellectuals from across Europe. This period solidified Berlin's status as a city of significant political and cultural influence, setting the stage for the tumultuous years that would follow in the 20th century. Post-World War I, Berlin emerged as a vibrant cultural epicenter during the Weimar Republic, known famously as the Golden Twenties. This era was marked by an extraordinary burst of creativity in arts, cinema, and music, with Berlin at its heart. The city became synonymous with innovation, open-mindedness, and a pulsating nightlife. Artists, writers, and philosophers flocked to Berlin, drawn by its liberal atmosphere and intellectual freedom. Iconic cabarets, theaters, and the Bauhaus movement defined this period. The cinematic masterpieces of this era, such as Metropolis, not only showcased technological innovation, but also mirrored the societal changes and existential questions of the time. However, the Golden Twenties also had an undercurrent of political instability and economic volatility, which eventually led to the rise of extremism. The social freedoms enjoyed during this period stood in stark contrast to the challenges that lay ahead, setting the stage for the turmoil of the 1930s. World War II left an indelible mark on Berlin, transforming it from a vibrant city into a battleground. The war's impact was profound, with extensive bombing campaigns by the Allies decimating much of the city. The Battle of Berlin in 1945 was particularly devastating, resulting in significant loss of life and leaving the city in ruins. During the war, Berlin also witnessed horrific atrocities, including the persecution and murder of Jews, political dissidents, and other minorities. The city, which had once been a hub of cultural liberalism, became the heart of Nazi administrative and military power. This dark period in Berlin's history is a stark reminder of how quickly the fabric of society can be altered by ideology and conflict. Post-war, Berlin lay in shambles, necessitating extensive reconstruction efforts. The division of the city into East and West, overseen by the victorious Allied powers, set the stage for the next chapter in Berlin's history, the Cold War. This period of division was a physical and ideological battle that left a lasting impact on the city and its inhabitants. The Cold War era represented one of the most significant periods in Berlin's history, symbolized poignantly by the Berlin Wall, which physically divided the city from 1961 to 1989. East and West Berlin became the epicenter of global political tension, each side showcasing different ideologies and ways of life under their respective Soviet and Allied influences. Life in East and West Berlin during the Cold War was drastically different. In the East, under Soviet influence, citizens experienced restrictions on freedom of expression and movement. Meanwhile, West Berlin developed into a vibrant cultural and economic center, albeit an island of the West surrounded by the communist East. This stark contrast became a powerful symbol of the ideological divide between the capitalist West and the communist East. The Berlin Wall not only divided families and friends, but also became a global symbol of oppression and the struggle for freedom. Its eventual fall in 1989 was celebrated around the world and marked the beginning of the end of the Cold War. The fall of the wall triggered a series of events that led to the reunification of Germany and reshaped the European political landscape. The fall of the Berlin Wall in November 1989 was a pivotal moment not just for Berlin, but for the world. It marked the triumph of freedom over division and triggered the reunification of Germany in 1990. Overnight, barriers that had stood for nearly 3 decades were brought down, and families and friends separated by concrete and ideology were reunited. The reunification of Berlin and Germany sparked widespread joy and optimism. It was a testament to the resilience of the German people and a hopeful moment for the future of Europe. The city began to rebuild and heal, merging two distinct societies that had developed independently for 28 years into a single, unified Berlin. Today, the remnants of the wall serve as a reminder of the past and a symbol of peace and unity. The once divided city has transformed into a vibrant cosmopolitan metropolis, drawing people from all over the world. The integration of East and West Berlin has been a complex but rewarding journey, contributing significantly to the cultural and social fabric of the city. In the contemporary era, Berlin stands as a vibrant cultural metropolis and a central political hub in Europe. The city is renowned for its diverse cultural scene, featuring world-class museums, galleries, theaters, and a dynamic music and nightlife scene. Berlin's cultural landscape is a reflection of its complex history, embodying a blend of East and West influences that enrich its character. Politically, Berlin plays a crucial role in both German and European affairs. The German Bundestag, housed in the restored Reichstag building, symbolizes Germany's democratic resurgence. Berlin's governance and policies often set precedents for broader European policy discussions, reflecting its status as a leader in innovation and sustainability. Moreover, Berlin has become a melting pot of cultures, home to a large international community that contributes to its dynamic and progressive atmosphere. This cultural diversity is celebrated through numerous festivals and events, making Berlin a city that constantly evolves and adapts, yet remains rooted in its rich historical legacy. Beyond the well-trodden paths of history, Berlin harbors stories that are lesser known but equally fascinating. One such tale is that of the ghost stations. During the Cold War, certain subway stations in East Berlin were closed to passengers from the West. Trains would pass through these dimly lit, heavily guarded stations without stopping, earning them the moniker ghost stations. Another intriguing anecdote involves the Berlin Zoo, which, during World War II, saw most of its animals escape or perish due to bombings. Remarkably, the zoo director documented these events meticulously, providing a unique perspective on the war's impact on all facets of city life, including its non-human residents. Lastly, the story of the Devil's Mountain, Teufelsberg, a man-made hill constructed from the rubble of bombed-out Berlin, offers a literal example of Berlin's resilience. This hill, now a popular recreational spot, was once a Cold War listening post used by the Allies to intercept East German communications. Such stories add layers of depth and intrigue to Berlin's historical narrative, showcasing the city's ability to rebuild and repurpose its past. Berlin's history is a vivid tapestry woven with threads of resilience, innovation, and transformation. From its humble beginnings to its role as a modern cultural and political powerhouse, Berlin has continually adapted and thrived, no matter the circumstances. The city's ability to reinvent itself while preserving its history is a testament to the indomitable spirit of its people. Today, Berlin stands not only as a historical icon, but also as a symbol of unity and progress. The city embodies the lessons learned from its past, utilizing them to forge a bright and inclusive future. Berlin's ongoing journey is one of continuous cultural evolution, making it a perpetual source of fascination and inspiration. As we reflect on Berlin's past and present, we see a city that is more than just a place on a map. It is a living history lesson, a beacon of cultural richness, and a reminder of the power of unity and resilience. Berlin's